Hi everyone. So I want to say one thing before starting this video. This video might feel a little bit biased because I'm still in honeymoon phase with this phone, and you know me, I love compact phones, and my last year love was Pixel 4a. So I have a soft spot for such phones. So please forgive me if this video feels a little bit biased to you. I know this year major changes are basically in the 13 Pro series, and I actually wanted to get one too, but the thing is, even if I get it, I won't be able to recommend it to a lot of people because especially in India the price of 13 Pro is almost double as this 13 mini. So for those people I think iPhone 13 or even iPhone 12 makes more sense. But with this iPhone 13 mini, they basically fixed, or I would say improved, the major problem. That was the battery life. Otherwise, the iPhone 12 mini was also great. And I've been using this phone for a couple of days, so I can't review it, but I can certainly talk about what I feel. When I held this device, I literally felt like crying. I mean, it is so lightweight and so small. Uh, I seriously have no words for this phone. This is a beautiful phone. I know people like bigger devices, they want to watch a lot of media on it, but I think for a normal phone, I think this is a perfect size. But I can say one thing, if you really like compact device, go for this one, like just buy it. I know the typing experience might be a little bit weird at starting because I was coming from Z Flip 3 and I am used to typing from two hands, so that was a little bit weird. But when you start using this phone with one hand, I think this is a great device and you'll get used to it in minutes. Build of the phone is also great. It does feel premium and the side aluminum frame are really good, and it definitely feels better than the stainless steel on the iPhone 13 Pro. Do I wish it has a matte finish on the back? Of course I do. It attracts fingerprint and scratches like anything. I got this in blue color, which is much better than last year, but in certain light condition it might not be appealing for a lot of people. So if you want a safer option, I think the midnight will be a better option. Display is also brighter this year, although I never had issue with the iPhone 12 display, but this is a welcome change. Otherwise the screen quality is same. It feels less yellowish as compared to the last year. So if you're coming from a Samsung phone, it might not feel weird at all. Okay, I still can't get over the fact how small it is. I mean, I'm coming from Z Flip 3, and if you see them side by side, I really don't have to do gymnastic with my phone if I want to reach anywhere on the screen. So another major change according to Apple is in the cameras, both software and hardware. So the hardware has been updated, the sensor size are bigger now, and you also get the sensor shifting technology that you saw in iPhone 12 Pro Max last year. And to be honest, I don't see much difference, especially in videos. But the ultra wide camera has been updated with the bigger sensor, and I can definitely see there's a little bit of difference in low light picture quality. Most of the time, it won't even turn on that low light mode because the sensor is bigger. You already get better light. Otherwise, it will just open for shutter speed for 1 second or 2 seconds, so it's much faster than the last year. So if you want to see actual difference, you have to manually increase the shutter speed. Otherwise, you might not see the difference in the real world. Okay, the notch is also smaller. And to be honest, I noticed it after one day. I was changing the wallpaper and just realized, oh, the notch is smaller. And that was my reaction. Like literally that's it. Because there's nothing else to it. I don't see any more information. So the use of it is like literally nothing. So if you want to upgrade because iPhone 13 series have smaller notch, just don't do it. In fact, I would say that the smaller notch is not good when you're watching YouTube videos, because if you're watching YouTube videos on 18 by 9 aspect ratio, you will see that notch in the video itself without zooming in. So overall, it's not a better design because the notch is taller now. The only reason to get the 13 series, especially the mini, is because of the battery life. So I can definitely say the battery life is a major improvement over last year. So I'll give you one example. So I got this phone with 61% battery in the morning, and after setting up the device, this phone lasted me the whole day easily. For example, I got Z Flip 3 for the similar battery life, and that phone died within 2 hours of setting up the phone. So one thing that I noticed, that the standby time might not be as good as iPhone 12 because that phone used to lose 2 to 3% overnight, and this phone lost I think 4%. So in that scenario, I think the battery life has not been improved as much because the battery cell is still smaller. But when you start using it, the CPU is so efficient that you might get better battery life than iPhone 12. And that's the reason Mr. Who the Boss got the better result on the mini over the iPhone 12. So the new A15 Bionic chip is actually really efficient. So if you are performing any sort of task, I think that is going to take less power. Also, if you get the iPhone 13, that the battery life will be amazing, I'm sure. So if you want to know, I got around 7 hours of screen on time in the full 24 hours. So I think that is really good for such tiny phone. Bear in mind, I'm just a casual user, so I don't do any sort of gaming on my phone. And if you're getting iPhone 13 mini, you might not be doing that because that will drain the battery a lot faster. And if I talk about the performance, I mean, there's nothing to talk about it. Like I always say, if you are buying a latest generation iPhone, you don't have to worry about performance for next 3 years. So seriously, I have nothing to talk about that. The only two things that I notice are a little bit weaker because of the form factor is the speakers. The speakers are loud enough, but the problem is they lack bass if you compare it with any flagship phone. And the haptic motor on this one is a little bit changed. I won't say it's drastically different, but the tactile feel from the iPhone 12, I think this is not as soft as it was on last year. So I think it's a very small change and you might not even notice it, but I think I realized it when I was starting using this, but after that I forgot about it. All in all, I love this phone and I definitely recommend it to everyone. If you want a compact phone, just go for it. Don't think about it. It's a beautiful phone. And seriously, like I know it's some sort of a biased video, but no one sponsored this video. I just love this phone. The battery has been improved. The cameras were already great. And if you don't care about the telephoto camera, I think this phone is to go this year. And the base storage is also upgraded to 128 GB, so you don't have to worry about that as well. But in case you want to ask any sort of questions, you can just follow me on Twitter and ask there, or you can just comment in the comment box. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.